In the past 10 years, a total of 5 people are believed to have gone missing from Wacker Woods. Before this most recent spate of vanishings, its trails teemed with adventurers and families escaping the malaise of their urban congestions. But the woods today are empty, a silent reminder of the missing that looms on the edge of Matterton, USA. The true, sordid story of the woods goes all the way back to the 1850s, when homesteader Ezekiel Wacker, after venturing into the woods to hunt for game, returned home in a state of agitation and confusion, and went on to murder his entire family within the following month. Stranger still, Ezekiel Wacker then went back to the woods, never to be seen again. On this episode of Vanishings in Wacker Woods, we investigate the disappearance of Terry Golchuk, who went missing on Tuesday, October 24th, 2018. His body, like those of the other 4 victims of the woods, has never been found. The original police investigation into Golchuk's disappearance surmised that he might have fallen at Dead Man's Bluff into the ravine, which would have been full from the previous evening's rain. If he had lost consciousness in the fall, drowning would have been inevitable, and the body might have become lodged in the sewer tunnels between the ravine and the lake. But in my own investigation of the site, there was no evidence of a fall, and Terry was an experienced hiker who had been through the trails before. So what really happened? And is the curse of Ezekiel Wacker still involved? Terry was declared missing on Thursday the 26th, when an anonymous caller reported his abandoned car to the local sheriff. But who was this caller who alerted the authorities, and why did they refuse to reveal themselves? Neighbors of the woods, who asked not to be named for fear of the Wacker curse, attribute the call and all of the Wacker Woods disappearances to the man who lives in the house next to the trail entrance. They say he was born in that house, that his mother kept him inside until she herself mysteriously vanished 20 years ago, and that he's recently been seen out at night, lurking, pacing near the woods. No one I interviewed in town seemed to know where he was on the day of Terry's disappearance. But if the sheriff did consider this person a suspect in Terry's or anyone else's vanishings, they've kept quiet about it. But the neighbor had no relationship with Terry. Could it have been something more personal? Terry had been seen arguing with the high school men's wrestling coach the weekend prior to his disappearance. Some of Terry's closest friends confided in me that they suspected that Terry and the wrestling coach were even having an affair. I know what you're thinking. Stop. Too much information. But has anyone ever checked if the coach has an alibi for where he was the day Terry went into those woods? And what about those rumors of the coach's involvement with some of the other victims who've gone missing recently? Quite a few of them were handsome young men, from what I've heard. Local gossip has it that the wrestling coach doesn't take kindly to having his affections snubbed. Of course, Terry was only one person to go missing in Wacker Woods, and now there are reports that another hiker has disappeared. Maybe it's time we turn our attention back to the story that started it all, the tragedy of Ezekiel Wacker. I've done some more digging, dear listeners, and it turns out the truth is even more disturbing than what local lore would have us believe. So let's go back to the years when Ezekiel and his wife and 4 daughters first arrived and settled in the area, hoping